Hello everyone, and welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and tonight I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the brand new Sideshow Venom Premium Format, sculpted by Martin Canali. They made 2,500 of these, but it's just one version, no exclusives here. So what you see is what you get. A lot of different people have different opinions about this statue, so I'm going to give you mine. So let's get right into this review. As usual, we're going to start with the base. And what we have here is the sewers at Oscorp Industries. And you see this acid bubbling up here. It's painted like a lime green. I do like the paint job. I like how the lime green contrasts against this black and blue body. And then all the stonework around it. You see the stone is nicely sculpted and painted. You have some rebar here, which seems to be in every statue these days. But they're also nicely painted with some good textures. And then you see the splash effect right here. And on the base, you have the glider from the Goblin's glider. It's been cut. The wing is off, right? And you have that green paint on it that, some of this acid has gotten on it. Got a lot of good detail on this glider. You can see where it's dented up, scratched up, right? Pretty nicely painted. See some of the wear and tear from the battles. And then you have the Oscorp Industries manhole cover. Again, nicely painted, well sculpted, a lot of nice detail here. And then throughout the base, you have the Symbiotic Tendrils. These are painted like a glossy black. They're not quite as glossy as you have on the Carnage Premium Format, but they're glossy and they do the job. You have all the tendrils all over the place. Now this was kind of a tedious job to put together because you have all these different tendrils that go over the base and all over his body. We'll get to that later. Now let's get to Venom himself. You have his foot. It pegs actually, it rests here, and then it pegs actually here. It's very stable. He's massive. Let me just get that out of the way. But in my opinion, he's nicely done. So here's Venom's leg. Now you can see all these different striations on his body. It's got a lot of texture all over it. Now the paint is like it's black and blue. And depending on how the light hits it, it changes. I like that almost pearlescent effect. I think it's very, very nicely painted. It's not that shiny, but it's shiny enough where it just reflects and looks good. So let me go back down and review him. So this is his left leg, and then you have some of that green paint for effect, and I like it. I think it adds to the statue. So let me back up so you can see what I'm talking about, right? It looks good. I like that green glow effect. It's not overly done. It looks good. And again, look at the muscle definition on this guy. He's big. He's sculpted by Martin Canali. He tends to make bulky characters. Venom is like a perfect piece for him to have to design. Look at the glutes on this guy. Massive legs. And I love the movement. They've created very convincing movement through this sewer system. I think it looks really good. Alright, we continue to move up. Same black and blue with some of that muscle striation, that good texture. And then you have that white emblem. I love the emblem. Really nicely painted. The paint lines are great. No sloppy paint job here. Looks very good. The emblem looks great. The arms are good. Musculature is there. He looks fantastic. Look at the claws on this beast. They're enormous. I do wish the claws, the nails were painted with a gloss so that they could be a little bit different than the rest of the body. But they're nicely sculpted and they don't look bad. And then you have the white top of his hands and some of that green for that effect. Very nicely done. All these little tendrils coming off of him, creating that movement. And then that portrait. I love the way that that tongue is glistening. It's shiny, but not overly so. The teeth are really nicely sculpted. They're menacing, they're ugly, they're yellowish tinge. And then those eyes, I love the purple touch to them. It looks great, they're nice and glossy. And then you have the massive neck. Now, there are definitely seams on this statue. That seems to be like people's, what they're upset about, right? They're really not noticeable when you just stand in afar appreciating this statue. This statue looks amazing from even 4 feet away, right? Now, when you get up close and you want to look for seams, you can find them. They're definitely there. But they're not that egregious considering he's all mostly black. And I think it's challenging to really paint a Venom statue. But again, look at all of that texture, that beautiful paintwork, and that movement. Looks fantastic. And then that emblem, the Spider-Man symbol. Look at how nice that is. High gloss white. So they went with a high gloss white paint here. But again, like I was saying, immaculately painted. It looks great, especially for a factory paint job. It looks good. Huge traps on this beast, right? There is definitely a noticeable seam at the back of his head. You're not going to see it really, but it's there. And then where his portrait keys in, you can definitely see some seams there. Great portrait. Huge underbite, which not everyone likes. I don't mind it, but look at all that. Look at the inside of his mouth. Now, it's a huge challenge displaying this statue because he's very deep. He's like 19 inches deep, 18 inches wide. He's 23 inches tall, which is not the tallest, but considering just how bulky he is and how massive this piece is, it's a big statue. And honestly, for the price, you're getting a lot. Now, I don't like saying for the price this statue is good. I think it's a good piece. I think it's well done. Does it have its negatives? Sure. Look, not everyone's going to be a fan of the green paint on his legs. I happen to like it. I like the way it looks. I think it adds to the statue. I love the colors on it. I also like the paint job, and I like how the blue, deep blue, reflects off the light. So it's not just black. It's black and blue throughout. He looks amazing. Yeah, so the seams are negative, right? Look, I mean, I have to kind of look for them here, right? But they're there. They're on the arms, but they're not egregious. And here, you can definitely see it. That was a pretty bad seam, but I got to get up close to nitpick it and complain about it. Now, he's facing up front. Look at how big his back is. You know, the word presence, right? It tends to mean big, but it does mean it stands out, not just because of size. The pose has something to do with that. The paint applications, this statue is got presence because it's big, and I think because he's lurking in the sewers and he's looking to do some damage, right? And then how could I forget, on his left hand, he's holding Spider-Man's mask. This is like almost like a pliable material, slightly. It's sculpted with some sort of, I want to say, plastic. You see the Spidey's eye right there. It looks awesome. And there's right there both eyeballs. So it comes attached to the hand already. There's nothing you're gonna do with it, but nicely done. So what are my overall thoughts on this statue? I think it came out great. It's I like the paint applications. I love the sculpt on him. He looks amazing. He's really, really big. And also the price point. You know, by today's standards, statues, quarter scale statues are going for, you know, up to $1,300, $1,400. And for this statue to be, you know, $650, it's really, you're getting a lot for your money. Yeah, there's no switch outs, which is sometimes a good thing because I don't have to think about it, but it's nice to have switch outs. And the seams are definitely a negative, and displayability is going to be a challenge for most people. It is for me. where I'm gonna have him is I'm gonna have him on this side next to Spider-Man, the Symbiote Spider-Man, and Carnage. I think he fits well there. So that's where he's gonna be in my display. And I had to move some stuff around. I had to mix in some X-Men with some Avengers, but whatever, that's space issues. I still got to do a review on Doctor Doom. But my thoughts on this statue is that I think, for me, I'm happy with the way it turned out. I don't care that there's some seams on it that I'm never going to look at unless I sit there and pick it apart. But from 3 to 4 feet away, I think he looks absolutely amazing. Pain in the butt to put together, a lot of moving parts. But overall, good statue. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Take care.